Last Time bei Lost Odyssey. Keim. Ja. Rette uns, du bist unsterblich. Aber mir egal. Bitte. Okay. Jetzt. Geht's weiter.
Ja.
Das war wie im Fernsehen, oder?
Du hast den Great Stuff oder Grand Stuff
Great
vergessen.
Stuff. Great Stuff. Ja, tolles Zeug da. Richtig, Keim. Ja. Geh mal zum großen Stab. Zu dem großen Stab oder zu großer Stab? Zu großer Stab. Aber das ist kein Eigenname. Man, Keim halt die Fresse und geht hin. Okay, so, das war die letzte Folge. Ich habe ein Geheimnis entdeckt. Doch nicht.
Was?
Da war eine neue Kameraperspektive, deswegen dachte ich, jetzt ein Geheimnis entdeckt. Diesen Weg laufen wir zum zweiten Mal. Wir haben letztes Mal schon hier bis ins Wirtshaus gelaufen, weil wir ja gerade darauf warten sollen, auf die weiteren
Instruktionen.
Befehle. Genau, weil ich glaube, die suchen gerade nach der Seth, dieser anderen Immortal-Frau.
Der wir schon begegnet sind.
Genau.
Ja.
Also das ist nur der Store, nicht das Wirtshaus.
Dann hast du dich scheinbar verlaufen. Gibt es nicht eine Map, wo dir angezeigt wird?
Ne, ich kann hier die Map größer machen. Irgendwie.
Select was, glaube ich.
Nee.
Bist du sicher?
Ja.
Hm.
Ich habe gerade eigentlich weggedrückt. Ja. Irgendwo, das Blaue, das hier, hier, guck mal. Ich muss ins Blaue, nicht ins Lila. Sehr Differenz. Soundtrack ist übrigens still großartig.
Das sagen wir jetzt in jeder Folge mindestens einmal.
Mindestens.
And now, councillors, I propose that Gongora be removed from Grand Staff Project, with control transferred to this council.
My lord.
In addition, until Lieutenant Argonar completes his investigation, I propose that Gongora be confined to his residence under surveillance. Those who disagree with my proposal, raise your hands now.
It appears I have no choice but to agree.
Hey, war das Versucher?
I see there are no objections. It is decided.
Genau, den Great Staff, den sollen wir untersuchen, weil der nicht mehr geantwortet wird und es war irgendein Bauprojekt, wo die Magie gechannelt werden sollte und der hat wohl irgendwas damit zu tun, dass diese Meteoren da gelandet sind auf dem Schlachtfeld. Ich glaube, so war es. Und der Gorgonar das war der Chef vom Great Staff, deswegen sagen die jetzt, das ist deine Schuld, wir hassen dich. Schnell mal speichern, ist wichtig. Ich will, dass ich alles mal mache. When your Gamescom is low, dann sollte man irgendwas machen. Stand da. Welcome, the council has told me about you. Please enjoy your stay.
As Kaim slips into deep sleep, his dream unfolds. A dream or his past. At this moment, there is no way he could know.
Dramatisch.
Videospielcharaktere schlafen immer in Klamotten und ohne Decke. Ich prangere
Außer
das
in
an.
Deadly Premonition.
Echt?
Das ist das einzige Spiel mit Deckenanimation, was ein bisschen absurd ist.
Und jetzt kann er nie wieder lieben.
Oh nein.
Oder sonst irgendwelche Emotionen zulassen, denn es tut einfach zu sehr weh.
Das sind nur die Rückenschmerzen, weil er immer so mit Klamotten am Bett liegt. In Rüstung. Das vertut er sich. Er glaubt, das ist die Liebe. Es sind nur die Klamotten, die er nie auszieht. Wer riechen muss, ne?
Jupp. Findet man hier eigentlich neue Klamotten für die Leute?
Nee.
Dass die irgendwie mal eine andere Rüstung tragen?
Nee.
Das ist ja ein bisschen doof.
Recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Sollen wir uns eins davon mal angucken?
Können wir machen.
Ich kann zeigen, sollte man schon.
Vorlesestunde.
Willst du es vorlesen?
Kann ich machen. Willkommen bei
Let's read.
Time to Read. A dream has been revealed.
Wollte schon immer einen Button-Prompt für Dream haben.
Träum jetzt. Du bist voll gut im Träumen.
Bitte?
Du bist voll gut im
Ich
Träumen.
träume so unfassbar geil.
The family members have tears in their eyes when they welcome Kaim back to the inn from his long journey. Thank you so much for coming. He understands the situation immediately. The time for departure is drawing near. Hannah's departure. Too soon, too soon. But still he knows this day would have to come sometime, and not in the distant future. I might never see you again, she said to him with a sad smile when he left on his journey, her smiling face almost transparent in its whiteness, so fragile and therefore indescribably beautiful as she lay in bed. May I see Hannah now? He asks. The innkeeper gives him a tiny nod and says, I don't think she'll know who you are, though. She hasn't opened her eyes since last night, he warns Kaim. You can tell from the slight movement of her chest that she is clinging to a frail thread of life, but it could snap at any moment. It's such a shame. I know you made a special point to come here for her. Another tear glides down the wife's cheek.
Das Kleid ist gerade wirklich darunter gegleitet.
Never mind, it's fine, Kaim says. He has been present at innumerable deaths, and his experience has taught him much. Death takes away the power of speech, first of all, then the ability to see. What remains alive to the very end, however, is the power to hear. Even though the person has lost consciousness, it is by no means unusual for the voices of the family to bring forth smiles or tears. Kaim puts his arm around the woman's shoulder and says, I have lots of travel stories to tell her. I've been looking forward to this my whole time on the road. Instead of smiling, the woman releases another large tear and nods to Kaim. And Hannah was so looking forward to hearing her stories. Her sobs almost drown out her words. The innkeeper says, I wish I could urge you to rest up from your travels before you see her, but Kaim interrupts his apologies. Of course I'll see her right away. There's very little time left. Hannah, the only daughter of the innkeeper and his wife, will probably breathe her last before the sun comes up. Kaim lowers his pack out to the floor and quietly opens the door to Hannah's room. Hannah was frail from birth. Far from enjoying the opportunity of travel, she rarely left the town or even the neighborhood in which she was born and raised. This child will probably not live to adulthood, the doctor told her parents. To this tiny girl with extraordinarily beautiful doll-like features, the gods had dealt an all too sad destiny. That they had allowed her to be born the only daughter of the keepers of a small inn by the highway was perhaps one small act of atonement for such iniquity. Hannah was unable to go anywhere, but the guests who stayed at her parents' inn would tell her stories of the countries and towns and landscapes and people that she would never know. Whenever new guests arrived at the inn, Hannah would ask them, Where are you from? Where are you going? Can you tell me a story? She would sit and listen to their stories with sparkling eyes, urging them on to new episode with and then, when they left the inn, she would beg them, please come back and tell me lots and lots of stories about faraway countries. She would stand there waving until the person disappeared far down the highway, give one lonely sigh and go back to bed. Hannah is sound asleep. No one else is in the room, perhaps an indication that she has long since passed the stage when the doctors can do anything for her. Kaim sits down in the chair next to the bed and says with a smile, Hello Hannah, I'm back. She does not respond, her little chest, still without the swelling of a grown woman, rises and falls almost imperceptibly. I went far across the ocean this time, he tells her. The ocean on the side where the sun comes up. I took a boat from the harbor way far beyond the mountains you can see from this window, and I was on the sea from the time the moon was perfectly round till it got smaller and smaller and then bigger and bigger until it was full again. There was nothing but ocean as far as the eye could see, just the sea and the sky. Can you imagine it, Hannah? You've never seen the ocean, but I'm sure people have told you about it. It's like a huge, big, endless puddle. Kaim chuckles to himself, and it seems to him that Hannah's pale white cheek moves slightly. She can hear him, even if she cannot speak or see. Her ears are still alive. Believing and hoping this to be true, Kaim continues with the story of his travels. He speaks no words of parting. As always with Hannah, Kaim smiles with a special gentleness he has never shown to anyone else, and he goes on telling his tales with a bright voice, sometimes even accompanying his story with exaggerated gestures. He tells her about the blue ocean, he tells her about the blue sky. He says nothing about the violent sea battle that stained the ocean red. He never tells her about those things. Hannah was still a tiny girl when Kaim first visited the inn. When she asked him, "Where are you from? And will you tell me some stories?" With a childish pronunciation and innocent smile, Kaim felt a soft glow in his chest.
Oh.
At the time he was returning from a battle. More precisely, he had ended one battle and was on his way to the next. His life consisted of traveling from one battlefield to another, and nothing about that has changed to this day. He has taken the lives of countless enemy troops and witnessed the deaths of countless comrades on the battlefield. Moreover, the only thing separating enemies from comrades is the slightest stroke of fortune. Had the gears of destiny turned in a slightly different way, his enemies would have been comrades and his comrades' enemies. This is the fate of the mercenary.
Das ist ein guter Spielename.
He was spiritually worn down back then and feeling unbearably lonely. As a possessor of eternal life, Kaim had no fear of death, which was precisely why each of the soldiers' faces distorted in fear and why each face of a man who died in agony was burned permanently into his brain. Ordinarily, he would spend nights on the road drinking, immersing himself in an alcoholic stupor, or pretending to. He was trying to make himself unforgettable. When, however, he saw Hannah smile as she begged him for stories about his long journey, he felt a far warmer and deeper comfort than he could ever obtain from liquor. He told her many things, about the beautiful flower he discovered on the battlefield, about the bewitching beauty of the mist filling the forest the night before the final battle, about the marvelous taste of the spring water in a ravine where he and his men had fled after a losing battle, about a vast, bottomless blue sky he saw after a battle. He never told her anything sad. He kept his mouth shut about the human ugliness and stupidity he witnessed endlessly on the battlefield. He concealed his position as a mercenary from her, kept silent regarding his reasons for traveling constantly, and spoke only of things that were beautiful and sweet and lovely. He sees now that he told Hannah only beautiful stories of the road like this, not so much out of concern for her purity, but for his own sake. Staying in the inn where Hannah waited to see him turned out to be one of Kaim's small pleasures in life. Telling her about the memories he brought back from his journey, he felt some degree of salvation, however slight. 5 years, 10 years, his friendship with the girl continued. Little by little, she neared adulthood, which meant that, as the doctors had predicted, each day brought her that much closer to death. And now, Kaim ends the last travel story he will share with her. He can never see her again, can never tell her stories again. Before dawn, when the darkness of night is at its deepest, long pauses enter into Hannah's breathing. The frail thread of her life is about to snap as Kaim and her parents watch over her. The tiny light that has lodged in Kaim's breast will be extinguished. His lonely travels will begin again tomorrow, his long, long travels without end. You'll be leaving on travels of your own soon, Hannah, Kaim tells her gently. You'll be leaving for a world that no one knows, a world that has never entered into any of the stories you have heard so far. Finally, you will be able to leave your bed and walk anywhere you want to go. You'll be free. He wants her to know that death is not sorrow, but a joy mixed with tears. It's your turn now. Be sure and tell everyone about the memories of your journey. Her parents will make that same journey someday, and someday Hannah will be able to meet all the guests she has known at the inn far beyond the sky. I, however, can never go there. I can never escape this world. I can never see you again. This is not goodbye. It's just the start of your journey. He speaks his final words to her. We'll meet again. His final lie to her. Hannah makes her departure. Her face is transfused with a tranquil smile as if she has just said, "See you soon." Her eyes will never open again. A single tear glides slowly down her cheeks. Welch fröhliche Folge.
Oh, da muss ich mich ja selbst zusammenreißen. Aber was eine schöne Vorlesestimme du hast. Ja, das war TimeToDrei für diese Woche. Wir brauchen erstmal ein bisschen...
Ich habe ein paar davon gelesen und die sind ja wirklich, also so vom Ton her eigentlich alle so.
Ja, die sind einfach alle so nah. Time to cry maybe, yes.
Na, ist gerade Spaß. Können wir ändern.
Kime's mind is filled with lost pieces of past memories. Certain sights or conversations can bring these memories back in the form of dreams. To view episodes from 1,000 years of dreams again, rest at any inn or bed or select them from the start menu. You can view these episodes any number of times. When viewing an episode from 1,000 years of dreams, you can pause it by pressing the start button or cancel it by pressing the back.
Wie wurden die hier freigeschaltet?
Einfach
so?
durch Spielen, genau. Manchmal hattest du Sidequests dafür und weiß nicht, dass du irgendwie dann irgendjemanden im Ring zurückgebracht hast und durch den Ring wurde dann bei ihm wieder was getriggert oder
okay.
so. Schreibt mal in die Kommentare, ob ihr wollt, dass wir uns die tatsächlich angucken in Zukunft oder ob ihr das eher öde findet.
Ja, es unterbricht halt immer den Spielfluss. Da müsst ihr wirklich sagen, was da euer Geschmack
Ich
ist.
finde, Toms Lesestimme macht das.
Dankeschön.
To our dear guests, do you have any questions, comments or suggestions? Kindly write them down here. Achso, das sind jetzt einfach nur Leute, Flavortext von Leuten, die hier gewohnt haben. Ja, aber also ich fand, dass diese Texte sind unglaublich gut und hilfreich für die Charakterisierung Kimes.
Naja, wir haben ja jetzt gerade schon so viel erfahren wie im ganzen Spiel eigentlich
ja,
nicht davor.
mehr,
Also in der
genau.
Stunde, geht ja nur eine Stunde bisher. Aber er sagt halt nichts.
Genau.
Und du erfährst halt, kannst halt so Sachen erahnen und da wird es dir halt ein bisschen deutlicher, dass.
Sie werden,
also sie geben sich sehr viel Mühe, diese Unsterblichkeit auch wirklich als Fluch
genau. Zum
darzustellen.
Beispiel mit toten Kindern am Anfang direkt. Ja. Why not?
Wobei die Cutscene davor noch nichts gerade mit dem zu tun hatte, oder?
Welche Cutscene?
Es gab doch die Cutscene jetzt gerade, wo ein Kind ist Klippe runtergestürzt. Oder war das symbolisch?
Das war etwas.
Ja, aber das war ja nicht direkt die Erinnerung von dem Kind.
Nee, das war was anderes.
Ja.
Aber das war aber ein guter Punkt, weil das wird wahrscheinlich dadurch getriggert worden sein.
Ja, stimmt. Das heißt, eventuell hängen die dann doch irgendwie zusammen. Ja, mal gucken. Wie gesagt, ich kann mich auch nicht mehr so wirklich dran erinnern. Ich weiß nur, dass ich die immer so ein bisschen, manchmal ein bisschen zu emotional fand, aber...
Ja, sie drücken schon sehr auf die Tränen drüber.
Ja, ja, aber sie sind an und für sich gut geschrieben. Ist aber halt auch immer die Sache, dass das halt übersetzte Texte sind.
Aber sehr, sehr gut. Also, aber das weiß ich noch, da gab es einen eigenen Artikel drüber. Also das war nicht einfach nur übersetzt, sondern da haben sie, das ist ein sehr bekannter Autor tatsächlich für die Übersetzung.
Achso, der ist dann nochmal...
Ja, der das nochmal teilweise umgeschrieben hat. Did you sleep well? No messages for you yet, I'm afraid. We'll hold any messages that come for you here, so please don't hesitate to take a stroll outside. I'm sure you'd like to forget the horrors of the battlefield. Oh, by the way, feel free to use any of the items you find here. They are compliments of the house. Ja, ich habe schon wieder 100 Gold aus deinem Regal da oben gestohlen. Passt schon.
Ich frage mich, ob Rollenspiele irgendwann mal so in die Richtung gehen, wo das realistisch... Ja, aber so richtig realistisch gemacht wird.
Risen und Gothic machen aber gute
Also
Arbeit. Du musst einfach erschlagen, wenn du das da machst.
Ja, das ist ja nicht...
Aber für diese Zeitalter,
Ja.
was sie da zeigen, oder für diese Welt ist das schon
Ja, gut.
sehr...
Also in der Welt ist es schlüssig, aber ich meine, dass jetzt mal Leute kommen und sagen, ey, was machst du da?
Ja.
Und dann erstmal mit dir quatschen. I'm brooding.
Hannah!
Jetzt wieder Poster die Wahrpreisen will.
Nee, das ist das eins. Das wird das
Ja, ja, stimmt.
Wait, let go! My throat! My throat! Damn!
Hallo, Comedy Relief.
Why are you following me?
You're Kai Marganar! I mean, Lord Gongora asked me to do it! It's the truth! I'm supposed to tell you to go to his manor! He has something important to tell you!
You are?
Jansen, messenger for Lord Gongora. At your service.
Zoom.
Man, what an attitude. Jeez whiz.
Nicht das Pro. Nein. Nein.
Merkt ihr, wo es ist?
Auch so weh.
Oh Gott, Framerate.
Gott sei Dank. 10 Gold
Dein Hund?